Hi class, this will be our formal regular class and for our introductory. So our course code is AVT 112 with a course subject Architectural Visual Techniques 1. So these are, all in all, there are 3 visual tech. So this is the initial visual tech, which will be monochrome rendering, and then you'll have your AVT2 watercolor, and then AVT3 will be mixed media. So this is the very first of those subjects. You will not be able to get the other visual tech without having to finish this course with me. So our course description, it is the study of visualization and graphic presentation in the form of freehand drawing by using various type of line technique, object proportioning, geometric composition, and shades and shadows, including still life and architectural forms and interages using different media in black and white or in monochrome. So basically, this course introduces the study of visualization and graphic presentation in the form of freehand, which includes itong still life natin o meaning no, we'll have to paint a real life, okay, and then interpret that on our canvas. And of course, uh, uh, various architectural forms and interages. So interages meaning people, cars, and landscaping. So we'll do that here in our subject with our medium, which is pencil and ink will be on your final, whilst on your midterm will be purely charcoal and graphite and charcoal. So this is a lecture and a laboratory type of class with a total of 72 hours of lecture and laboratory. We will be meeting at least 4 contact hours a week. And for the course outcome, on this course, you'll be able to develop your competency in 2D and 3D drawing techniques, which focus on freehand sketching and drawing. 2, you will be developing your competence in applying drawing techniques such as quick rendering, creating line hierarchy, proportioning, object composition, and shading. 3, it will develop your skills in rendering to communicate visual information about materials and how light falls on an object and how shadows are created. 4, you will be able to develop your skills using your freehand sketching. 5, you will demonstrate the ability to design visual drawings, to interpret and recreate with the use of the proper media technique and formats. 6, you'll be able to develop an understanding on the compositional principles of layout, visual impact, and how this can be applied to visually communicate designs. Lastly, to support and develop your visual communication strategies, such as abstraction, recombination, exaggeration, transformation, and the construction for regenerating design ideas. Abstraction actually means the distancing of an idea from an object references. That means in the visual art, we are pulling a depiction away from any literal representation or reference points. So that's abstraction. And when we say recombination, these are alterations and manipulations, recombinations, or copying an art pieces to create a new piece. Exaggeration is the representation of something as more extreme or dramatic than it is, intentionally or unintentionally. And transformation in visual art is the art that changes or expands the viewer's understanding of the world around them. It can be conceptual, it can be emotional, and it always has an intention of helping the viewer see and feel the world in a new way. Lastly, the deconstruction in visual arts, or deconstructivism, is a form of architecture that questions form and design. It is an approach to art in which standard shapes such as the cube and the right angles are re-examined, and these geometrical shapes are then reconfigured and traditional ideas of form and order are challenged. So here with our topics for the midterm. So meron tayong tatlong topic here. So in chapter 1, we'll be discussing your materials and tools like your pencil, your charcoal pencil, technical pen, your drawing pen, your erasers, sketch pad, your charcoal paper, T-squares and triangles, and then we'll have your wet and dry brushes. On chapter 2, we'll have your graphite freehand drawing technique, and with subtopic pencil technique in drawing, the types of line stroke, and 10 exercise for confident lines and accurate hatching, and various line shading techniques. And for chapter 3, we'll have the principles of freehand drawing. That would be on composition and its characteristic. We'll be discussing proportion and light and shadings. And for the finals naman, these are several other topics. So we'll be shifting our medium from our usual pencils, graphite, and charcoal to pen and ink this time. So be discussing three topics here. So chapter 4 will be the principles of pen and ink. Chapter 5 will have um, the use of our pen and ink in architectural rendering, in floor plans, in elevations, in interagist, and in interior rendering. Chapter 6 will be other monochromatic media, and then we'll have an introductory for your ABT2. We'll discuss the principles of wet and dry brush techniques. And for course policies, as stated in your student handbook, a student who has a record of 8 unapproved absences from the class or has been absent for more than 20% of the required number of hours without any valid reasons are automatically dropped from the subject. Okay. So, tandaan nyo, 8 and approved absences. Ano po ba yung mga approved absences? So, kapag approved po, these are only limited to illnesses. Kaya kung may sakit po kayo, that is considered approved absence provided that you have your certification by a physician. Also, if there be death of a family member, wag naman sana, or you are official and authorized representation of campus in the official function like nakipag-contest ka or you represent the university, so that's considered as approved absence po. Now, kapag po kayo na-excuse, no, it is your responsibility to seek out your missed assignment. Okay, you should always check with your classmates, no, if you missed out any plate or missed out any of the activities that has been given to you. And for the expectation, so I expect you to be prepared, okay, because you and only you are responsible for your grade. And when I mean prepared, so dapat when you come, have your homework or plate ready to submit, or kapag may pinigay po sa inyo na gawain, home-based, make sure to have them ready and submit them on time. And also, I expect you to be participative, so always be willing to participate in class discussion and contribute actively to our class discussion. You can offer your ideas, you can ask questions. And I'm very open with your suggestions if you felt yung ating Plate will be enhanced through the ideas, through your new ideas. I am open to that. And of course, be on time. So your attendance will be checked regularly, sometimes before, during, sometimes after ng ating lecture. So any student who arrived or attended the class, once it was started already, syempre, that's already tardiness. Okay, and I expect you to be respectful. Okay, hindi lang po sa akin, but to your fellow classmates too. Uh, do not be in disruptive behavior in the class, because that is considered disrespectful. And listen to others as well, and evaluate ideas on their merit. Monochromatic rendering in pencil. So let's define monochromatic. Okay, monochromatic rendering is a very powerful visual technique in architecture. It involves using a single color or varying shades of one color to create depth, contrast, and atmosphere in the architectural visualization. Some of the key aspects of monochrome rendering is the emphasis on light and shadows. In order to create a powerful and dramatic visualization, this will allow us for deeper focus on the structure and texture. So we are more focused on architectural form and spatial relationships. Color theory is the study of how color interact and influence our perception and emotions. Some of the key concepts in color theory include hue. So hue is actually the basic colors such as red, blue, or yellow. Tints are lighter versions of a hue created by adding white. Shades are the darker versions of a hue created by adding black. Tones are the variations of a hue created by adding gray. Monochromatic colors are all tints, shades, and tones of a single hue. So, ibig sabihin po, pag sinabi nating monochromatic, it doesn't really necessarily mean na black and white, but instead, we only use a single hue. So, any color po, but basta po single lang or mono. So, by using this different variation of one color, we can actually create a harmonious and visually appealing design that can be used to create visually pleasing and harmonious design with a sense of depth and contrast. So we'll start with our topic one, which is an introduction to your materials and tools. And for topic one, our objective here is to introduce your different material and tools. Two is to understand their importance. And three will be the application or the proper application and use and care of your materials and tools. Here are some of the materials and tools that will be discussed today. The first one will be your clutch or your drafting pencils or your lead holder. Two is your stylus or indenting incising. Three are your graphite leads for clutch pencils, and four are your Progresso or your solid graphite pencils. Five are your wood case graphite pencils. Six are your stump and tortillon for blending. Seven are your soft art erasers with holders. Eight will be your soft art eraser. Nine are your blue tack used as eraser. 10 are your sharpeners for your clutch pencils and sharpeners for your wood case pencils and eraser cores. And lastly are your color shapers. Your first material are your brushes. So never brush eraser crumbs or dust of your drawing using your hand. So keep a brush or two handy for such jobs so your drawing doesn't absorb oil from your skin and don't blow dust off as you risk moisture marking the surface. Big brush for general cleaning, yung nasa taas natin, and the red-handled brush for removing eraser dust. Pencils. These mechanical pencils, known as clutch pencils, is also known as a drafting pencils or lead holder, affording very precise control and allowing needle sharp points to be easily achieved when required. Progressive pencils. These are solid stick of graphite and very versatile tools for sketching. The very soft grade 2B and 6B are recommended. Other grades can be experimented with for outer sketching and for lightly washing tones. Wood case pencils usually case in cedar. These pencils possesses a lightness that can aid subtle and shading techniques, but suffer from a number of disadvantages. They shorten in use, resulting in an ever-changing balance and weight. A variety of points can be achieved, but very fine points tend to require the use of emery board or other rough surface to achieve this. Clutch pencils possess a needle point by default. If dropped or bent, the graphite has a tendency to break internally. Pencils support the lead internally with virtually no breakage in normal use. There are different pencil grade order for your wood case pencils. Pencils are graded in the following order: 9H, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2H, and H, then F, HB, B, 2B, 3B, 4B, 5B, 6B, 7B, 8B, 9B, 9XXB. Standard drawing sets usually run from 2H through 6B because these grades allow you to achieve most of the technique you'll need for your drawing. You have also seen an EE grade pencil around. These are 50% graphite and 50% charcoal, which means they create a black mark with a more matte finish than graphite pencil. So below nakita nyo dito yung different shading of your pencil. So note that yung ating mga H are very light. Okay, they usually use for constructing yung ating mga construction lines. Following to that shade is F, and then of course yung ating HB and B, which we usually use in blending itong mga grade B natin. So HB are usually used sa mga text natin, or we can use that in our border lines. I mean border text pala yung ating, yeah, we can use it as a borderline as well, yung ating hard black o yung ating HP. Yung Mongol pala is hard black also. How do we use different pencils? So you can use any pencils to draw, but below is a quick guide on how you might use the different pencil grades. For 9H and 5H, these are great for making sketches for watercolor painting because they're light and don't show through the paint as obviously. Water-soluble graphite also work well for this purpose because they dissolve in water. For H and 2H, this create a very light mark and ideal for technical drawings, outlines, light sketches, and guide lines. H, F, and HB&B popular go for simple sketches and writing. HB is often used as a multi-purpose pencil because it's clear enough to write and draw but has minimal smudging. B grades are the softer texture and darker marks, makes this pencil ideal for shading and tonal modeling. The higher B pencils are also great for blending and smudging. For grade EE, as we mentioned earlier, EE pencils create a very dark mark with a more matte finish than graphite. There are a mix of graphite. These are mix of graphite and charcoal, which makes them ideal for very dark shading and tonal modeling. Graphite leads. So Staedtler 2 mm diameter lead are available in tubes of 2 and pack of 12. The 12 pack, as illustrated above, comes complete with a grade-dependent color-coded and cup for your pencils. The leads are fully supported within the pencil by an internal brush tube. A wide range of grade is available, of which the most useful from softest to hardest are 6B, 4B, 2B, HBF, H2H, 4H, and 6H. In normal use, the softest grade is 6B, 2B, and the hardest is 4H. For most of the drawing can be achieved with just the grades of 2B, F, and 2H. You can experiment with these grades and see their effects on your drawings. Indenting stylus. This is used for impressing a line into the paper before drawing commences. It produces a clean white line with parallel sides and with practice a perfect tapering point. Uses include the cat's eyebrow whiskers as shown here. Stumps and tortillons. Used for blending graphite, stumps are generally double-ended, larger and bulkier than the finer single-ended tortillons. Never use your unprotected finger to blend the graphite. The natural oil in your skin will cause graphite to stick to your paper in regular patches. Stumps and tortillons. These are used for blending graphite. Stumps are double-ended, larger, and bulkier than the finer single-ended tortillons. Never use your unprotected finger to blend graphite. The natural oil on your skin will cause graphite to stick to your paper in irregular patches, making them really difficult to control already. So itong ating color shaper, this is much the same manner as your tortillon, being particularly useful for blending in light or tight corners. Unlike the tortillon, it doesn't absorb graphite, which restrict its use in small areas. This is not a tool for mass blending. Sharpeners, of course, to sharpen your leads inside these pencils. It is capable of producing needle-sharp points if needed. On top is a lid cleaner, a fibrous insert into which the sharpener pencil point is pushed to clean. Okay, you can also use the loose graphite powder. And to either side of this, there are small holes. Extend the lid to obtain a set length, and one gives a sharp point and the other a standardized blunt tip. So lastly is our blue tack or the kneaded eraser. So it's actually a staple to any artist toolbox. So it can be used to remove a number of drawing materials including charcoal, graphite, chalk, and pastel. As the name suggests, kneaded eraser can be stretched and molded into different shapes depending on the area that you are working on. So that ends our introductory to materials and your tools.